Edgar Berlanga released a statement, and I believe this is the first time that we're hearing from him since his loss to Hamzah Sheeraz. I'll read it out here. Last night didn't unfold the way we trained for, prepared for, or envisioned. It was a tough loss, one that felt surreal in many ways. No excuses will be made. We take full accountability, and with that, we also take the lessons. I want to congratulate Team Sheeraz for the victory. In defeat and victory, we remain humble no matter what. Personally, I haven't seen Edgar Berlanga act very humble in victory, but it is what it is. Boxing is as much mental and spiritual as it is physical. Some nights test everything inside of you, and this was one of them. Though this moment is heavy, we know it's not the end. It's a turning point. We thank God for his continued grace, even in defeat. We thank our team for standing strong, and to our supporters, your unwavering belief does not go unnoticed. The journey is far from over. We'll take the time to reflect, recalibrate, and return with clarity, hunger, and focus. We will be back soon. Now, look, it's easy at times like this to take a guy like Berlanga, who's typically outspoken, has just all kinds of things that he wants to say. He's in the build up to the fight. He's making the air Uzis. He's doing this. He's calling for the knockout and saying, telling Turkey he's going to ruin his plans and everything. So it's easy at a time like this, to turn around and crack jokes. I think the very first one that we saw, at least the very first one on the biggest stage, was Oscar himself. And he was going out there and, he's saying all kinds of stuff. And look, man, it is what it is in that regard because, Oscar did what he was going to do because of the way that he was going back and forth with Berlanga. But all jokes aside and being super serious, Berlanga's still a young guy. Berlanga still has a lot left in the tank, but he needs to play this correctly. He just went out there, and not only is this going to be a hit on his ego, because as he just mentioned in that statement, how it affects you physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. It is just all encompassing. Not only the sport itself, but particularly when you go out there and take a loss like that on the biggest stage. So not only does he have to come back from that, but it's just going to be the physical wear and tear of going out there and absorbing the punishment that he did. So look, if I was advising the man, this would be the perfect opportunity to pump the brakes. I'm sure he has made some money in these last few fights. He needs to take a step back. Just wait a little bit and just chill and just pump the brakes and just let everything recalibrate. Stay in the gym, not sparring. Stay in the gym. Stay doing all of the footwork drills and the bag work and the conditioning and everything else. Don't push it too hard, but you don't want to get out of shape. Make sure that your nutrition and your sleep and everything is top notch. And when eventually you decide to come back, be that, call it a year from now or whatever the case may be, take some tune-up fights. Because what you need to be doing in the meantime is really working on that skill set. The reason that he took this punishment, the reason that he lost the way that he did to Canelo, got stopped the way that he did here, is because of a deficiency in his skill set. The man needs to go out there and polish up those edges. He needs to put a few wrinkles in his game and add a few things that are going to really take him to the level that he needs to be at. One of the problems that he's got right now is he's got a world-class name. He's got a world-class stage that he's been performing on and people expect to see him on. And what we've seen between that Canelo fight and now this Hamzah Sheeraz fight is that his skill set is not at a world-class level. Okay, he could make the world-class fight. But if he does, he's going to go out there and he's highly likely that it's not going to turn out the way that he wants it to. So what he needs to do after he comes back, been really grinding, working on that skill set, is take a few tune-up fights. After the Canelo fight, he's going on this big tour and everything, acting like he had this big victory. But we saw the man come back on the undercard of Ammo Williams, I believe. And there was all kinds of people cracking jokes and laughing about it. If he was willing to do that at that point, he needs to be willing to do something similar now for 2, 3, 4 fights, whatever the case may be, right? You got to think about the long term. We all know that boxing ain't around forever. It's not like a 50-year type career. But that doesn't mean you got to go and crash out early, man. So I would advise the man to work on the skill set, get into some fights that ain't going to take some punishment, build the confidence back up, build the aura and the mystique back up. Let people see some wrinkles in your game and you're using them real time under the bright lights. Get some more wins under your belt. The big fights are still going to be there. His name is not going to become diminished anymore by taking some time off and then going out there and building things back up. There is no need to jump right back in. It's only going to hurt you in the long run. Imagine if he were to take another loss. Imagine if he were to take like 9 months or a year off and then come back and take another loss. That's not going to plan out well. At the same time, it's a lot. It's a lot to put to step back, check your ego, not only in the gym, leading up to this, talking about what needs to happen in the preparation and how you need to make some changes, right? One of the things that I think about is the fight with Caleb Plant. That last fight that we saw with Caleb Plant, he takes that loss, and we saw his trainer, Breadman, he's afterwards, and he's saying, look, if I'm going to work with, I'm paraphrasing here, but I think he said, if I'm going to work with Caleb Plant again, or if we're going to do another fight together again, I need to have full control of the camp. There comes a time in guys' careers where, they don't want to do this, they don't want to do that. They think they know necessarily better than their trainer. They're telling you, I want to work it this way. I don't want to do 150 rounds of sparring. I only want to do 100, whatever the case may be. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that that's what's playing out with Berlanga, but what I am saying is that the reason that type of thing happens is because guys get egos. And the reason they get egos is because they've been so successful. Okay. Make no mistake about it. Edgar Berlanga has been incredibly successful. So he takes a loss like this and it's a huge hit. Now you need to take that another huge hit in the sense that you got to change whatever it is. Whatever it is that's gotten you to this point that's been successful, it's not going to get you to that next step. So you need to go in there and you need to have the ego to turn around and say, hey, that's not working. That's not working and I need to change that. And if I can't change it, if you can't change it, I got to bring somebody in who is going to be able to help us make that change so that we can get to where we need to get to. Then you go and you practice that under the bright lights, you build some things back up, and we see what's next, right? Certainly not trying to recreate the wheel around here. We've seen guys do it for a long time. So let me know what you guys think. Do you feel he's really going to be humbled after this and be able to go out there and make these kind of necessary changes and kind of take that next step? Do you think that we're just going to see the same Edgar Berlanga out here the next time we see him in the ring? Let me know.